financial literacy. There is no one better to give keynote on that topic other than Will Basil. He has been counting money since the age of 5, but more professionally for the past 17 years. Will is a certified financial planner. He is a chartered financial consultant. And one of his many passions is elderly people, the parents, to bring them financial peace of mind by having an awareness of their finances. Please help me welcome our wonderful Will Basil Smart Money Kids.
It's always nice to hear the speech introduction as if my mother has written that. Grandma, you're 80 years old, laying here in the hospital bed, not doing so well, not looking that great as you used to. We ought to make some plans of what happens when you're not around anymore. Grandma, you're 82 years old. We got to start making some plans when you're not around anymore. At the very least, tell us, where's all the money? Grandma, you're 85 years old. It's great to see you so vibrant, full of health and smiling. Maybe you have your common senses all together and we can start making some plans when you're not around anymore. And perhaps you share with us, where do you have all the savings? You know, grandson, when I was in that hospital bed and all I could say was, that's because I was too sick to tell you, My grandma turned 89 years of age, and she was the real frugal kind. Always saving money, always pinching the pennies and stretching the dollars. And it wasn't so much because she was raised in a poor family or didn't make ends meet. And she was just growing up at a time where this was the fashion. It was the Great Depression when she grew up. And resources were scarce. And even if you had a little bit more than your neighbor, you wouldn't show it off. You would just keep it to yourself, save it away, because you never know. Nowadays, I don't know what the fashion is. We're accumulating more and more debt than we have seen in the country. There is a debt of $150,000 per U.S. taxpayer. What gets me really upset is we're not seeing it. We're not doing anything around it. And to add insult to injury, we're not educating our kids how to get out of the hole that we've created for them. Do you know that there's only 4 states within this country that require a financial literacy test in school? What that means is we don't teach kids how to budget for their first vacation, how to pay off their student loans, how credit cards work, how investments work. It's all up to us. And one of the things that I do with my clients, my parents, is instill the fact that they ought to have a conversation with their children about money. And it's difficult. It really is. But guess what? We need to have some drastic measures. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time for us to call and bring out Penny the Pig. Penny the Pig. is not a conventional piggy bank. Penny to Pig addresses all the various topics you can have with your kids. Saving, spending, donating, and investing. 4 slots allotted. Not necessarily in this order, but again, early and often, the conversation ought to happen. What I'll share with you is a few stories that I've found amazing when my clients have shared this with me when I ask them, how do you talk to your kids about money? Well, saving could be an easy concept. Some of you may have the advantage of an employer that offers a 401k plan with a match. Well, how about if your kid puts $1 in the savings slot, you put another 50 cents in there. What are you teaching? It's good to save money. It adds up. It compounds with interest. You'll have something to perhaps use in the next slot. Spending. Kids want to spend money. I was a kid that wanted to spend money. I needed a new pair of sneakers. So I go up to my mother and say, Mom, I need a new pair of sneakers so I can up my game in basketball this season. Well, here you go, kiddo, $50. Wow. I want the Nike Air Jordan. It costs $130. Here's the smart thing she said. Listen, Will, I know that a normal pair of sneakers costs $50. If you think to raise your game in basketball, you need the Nike Air Jordan, you will do and find whatever means to get that extra $80. I went out and bought myself a pair of sneakers for $50. Actually reminiscing, I probably spent $45 and did something else with the $5. But it learned me the lesson of delayed gratification. Maybe you just take what you have. Don't complain of what you don't have. Investing is a great topic. I hear a lot of questions about investments. How do you bring this up with children? A client of mine is going on a trip every year. And at some point he decided he's going to set aside $10,000 for their annual trip and come together as a family. They had to invest the $10,000, and based on the outcome, that's where they would go. So in the year 2000, the kids were emphatically stressing the point they need to invest in the tech stock sector. Well, as you may know, tech stocks kind of bubbled in 2000s. $10,000 became $5,000. That's a family that is accustomed to nice travel. Dad didn't budget. Guys, we got $5,000. Now you can figure out where we're going to go. Instead of taking the plane, they took a road trip. Instead of living in the Ritz, they slept in a tent. Spent bonding time together. Learn the lesson of whatever your investment outcome may be. Take responsibility for it. Understand that when you risk something, you may get rewarded, you may get crushed. And this year after, they got another $10,000. This time they got a little smarter. They invested in CDs, which in hindsight wasn't a bad of a choice because in 2001 the market wasn't doing so well either. But guess what? It was also not enough money to go to the Ritz. So they stayed at a Holiday Inn. And again, learn the lessons of what investments can do for you. Sadly, fellow Toastmasters, the donation slot often overlooked. One particular family set a great example for donations. They were giving money on an annual basis to a variety of charities, but they wanted to have some more clarity. More importantly, they wanted their kids to get involved in what charities to give. So they set aside, among their 3 children, everybody gets $500, and in 4 weeks, you got to come back to the parents and present what charity is going to get your money. And then, if we like the idea, we will top it as a collective family. What does it teach them? Go online, do research, find your proper charities, and then present it like in Toastmasters, and hold an argument and debate why their charity and not the brothers or sisters. Great lessons learned. Have conversations with your children early and often about money. Because when I see it happen, it's most likely too late. Oftentimes somebody has died, there's a probate court appointment, family fuzzes and fights, and many times also splits up. It's not the way to go. Teach them early and often. I've developed the Lennox Smart Kids program, which asks a numerous amount of questions I'm going to have to pass around. What is it about money that's important to you? What goals do you want as a family to be achieved? What are your priorities and values? Things you can bring up and create your own money constitution within the family. Come to an agreement. Have a conversation early and often. If you would like a copy of that, there's name and email. I'll be happy to drop that. If you want information on a monthly basis dropped in your inbox about some topics, how you can bring money concepts to your kids, let me know. I would be very happy and passionate to share it with you, because without educating our kids, we don't have a future. And it is our responsibility to get out of the hole that we've created. Madam Toastmaster.